That's why these demons don't want, these demons, they go in and out of the water. They don't come from the land. They have no base here on the land. It's all underwater. And that's where they started their engineering and stuff. I think that when God said he was going to flood the earth, they knew it.
Okay, guys, I'm not making this up. This is real footage.
And then you got to go to space through air. Underground, under the water.
This is from Israel, Hamas, all that's going on over there. 3 orbs. 3 orbs. Look, you can see the other one. Just came up. Guys, I just did a video a while back in Ukraine with 3 orbs, with some craft, some discs. And you can go to any of these wars when this is happening. And you know, it's probably happened throughout history and people didn't realize it and there was no way to see this type of stuff. But they're there for a reason.
This, let's go to this for a second. This particular formation appeared in Italy on May 30th of this year. And you can see it there next to the beautiful house. And here it is with some cars in front of it, another house, the same house, I think, maybe a different one, but off to the right there. And then here it is again from farther away. Now, this crop circle was deciphered. You can see it was near Casina del Colle in Brescia, Italy. Now, I guess first of all, I'll tell you that my opinion is that these are not fake.
Control of such an object for many decades. Who's paid for that? What programs have paid for that? Has that been disclosed to taxpayers? This is going to be a really fun inquiry.
And we know Ross is speaking of this UFO. It's a humongous UFO, gigantic UFO that they could not move, and they built a structure around this UFO.
Welcome back to the coolest channel on YouTube, man. Look, we got a chilling video for y'all here today, man. Look, it's crazy out here in these streets, yo. Did y'all watch the video from yesterday? Look, this is kind of gonna be like a continuation type thing. It's gonna evolve into some other shit, you know what I'm saying? These videos that I do hit different. But look, I gotta address something real quick though. Somebody in the comments said that that I made you. Look, nobody forced me to get on here and make these videos. I'm always putting out knowledge. That's why people say, you know what I'm saying, OG. Because I'm always putting people up on game. What I know, I'm one of those people that share. You know what I'm saying? But look, if you haven't subscribed to my vlog channel, go ahead and subscribe to that in the comments down below, in the description down below. And you're going to be seeing my vlog channel. And I'm going to be showing y'all a lot of different things, man. I'm going to show y'all how to turn things into your favor. Not just, you know what I'm saying, show lavish lifestyles and stuff like that. I'm going to show you actually how to get it. And I'm not going to be selling you anything. You're not going to need to purchase anything. Just rock with me and learn. You feel me? But look, at the end of the day, I'm in a trade right now, bro. I'm gonna show you. I'm in a trade right now, right? All right, I'm gonna go to the next screen. Boom. And this is my position. You can do this every day. Can y'all see that? You can do this every day, bro. I can do this every day. And that's not even, this is the beginning of the trade for me. You can do this every day. And then let's say, for instance, if it was only $1,000 a day, what is that? $30,000 a month? If I do this every day, all I'm doing is going for breakouts. But I can show you the same thing. Look, don't be out here and being jealous of other people because of the processes and the steps they're taking to better and further their life. I'm doing this for my children. I'm doing this for y'all as well, so you can do it for your families. But look, hey, for my people out here in the world, man, positive vibes only. Just know we're going through this thing called life together. Never hate on somebody else out here in the world, bro, because, you know what I'm saying, that's galactic karma. You know what I'm saying? Always just think of the positive, bro. It's power and positivity. A lot of y'all are out here, you know what I'm saying, don't know where to go in life. But at the same time, you know, we all can make it to where we want to make it to. And you can do that. You feel me? But look, let's get into this video, man. Hopefully y'all enjoy. Smash that like button as a community. You know what I'm saying? We're going to continue to grow. One step closer to 1 million. Let's get it.
Top of the morning, hoes. What y'all was doing? Girl, I wasn't doing nothing. I was just bored on Google Earth. So I was just on there looking for some shit. I didn't know what I was looking for. I was just looking for some shit. Didn't know what the fuck that was. Bitch, I was on the South Pole. I'm just like, we don't never get to go to Antarctica. So let me just see what the fuck Antarctica got going on. You can't tell me this don't look. I don't know. It just look a little suspect. And then they talk about it was Black Island. Like, y'all called that island black because it was... Never mind. Y'all racist. Then I went to McMurdo Station, right? And I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is like a construction site. What y'all working on? Like, and why the fuck, bitch, this scared me. Like, I think this is a camera prop, 360 camera. Why his legs look so long? His legs look longer than mine, and y'all know my legs longer than House the baby. Then I seen all these shipping containers. I'm like, let me try to see if I can see the serial number. Bitch, I'm nosy. Cause what y'all got up in there? Like, what y'all over here doing? Y'all got little shacks? That's where y'all sleep at? Looks janky to me. Then I zoomed out and I seen a whole little community. I'm like, what the fuck is McMurdo Station, bitch? This is news to me. Cause they say motherfuckers can't even go to Antarctica. I guess these the people that can. Girl, they had a whole, you see that airplane? I tried to click on the airplane cause I'm trying to go to the airport. Girl, what the fuck is this? I end up inside the building, bitch. How the fuck did I get in somebody's office? I said, oh shit. Let me look around. What do we have here? I'm looking on the walls. What they say? The governance of international spaces? What is them eyeballs? Baby, let me get the fuck up out of here because that man is scaring me. I get to looking around being nosy. I'm all up and through y'all shit, y'all, because y'all shouldn't have cameras in the building. Baby, let me get the fuck up out of here. So then I click back out. I'm like, I'm just trying to get to the airport. How the fuck I end up in the pool area? What the fuck is this? This look like where they took 11 out on Stranger Things. Like, baby, what type of research is y'all around this bitch? Is that Mookie? Is that a missile, bitch? I gotta get up out of here. I'm just trying to get to the airport. I just want to see y'all planes because I like 747 Boeings and shit. Oh, hell nah, bitch. What the fuck? I started getting scared. It's time to get the fuck up out of this motherfucker. Talking about some welcome to McMurdo. Bitch, I'm trying to leave McMurdo. I don't know what the fuck y'all got going on over here, but I ain't feeling it. Is that skulls? Bitch, they got dinosaur heads and eggs and shit, bitch. Oh, hell no. Baby, at this point, I'm nervous and paranoid. I gotta get the hell up out of Dodge, okay? I was running like Forrest. Yes, ma'am. I was sprinting down them hallways like Sha'Carri Richardson on her way to the Wee Man to get a 3-5, bitch. I was not playing. I was running for no motherfucking life. I had to get the fuck up out of there. Then I said, let me take my nosy ass to Google then to see what the fuck the McMurdo Station is. Because I'm pretty sure it's a reasonable explanation for this shit, right? So I goes to Googleisha, and she say that the McMurdo Station is United States Antarctic Research Station. I say, what's the purpose? Astrophysics is all I needed to see. I know what y'all around that bitch doing. Let me get the fuck out of here.
Hey, look what we say though. Hey, in that last video, like, look, y'all remember what they was talking about the ice out there in Antarctica, how they was trying to transport it, but it always just evaporate. You know, and then you see the skulls down there and stuff. It's a lot of things that's going on. Remember, the scientists that went down there and said we're working with pure evil. They seen what was under the ice. But hey, let's keep going though, y'all. Interesting, right? Very interesting.
Okay, guys, I'm not making this up. This is real footage.
And then you got to go to space through air. Underground, under the water.
This is from Israel, Hamas, all that's going on over there. 3 orbs. 3 orbs. Look, you can see the other one. Just came up. Guys, I just did a video a while back in Ukraine with 3 orbs, with some craft, some discs. And you can go to any of these wars when this is happening. And you know, it's probably happened throughout history and people didn't realize it and there was no way to see this type of stuff. But they're there for a reason. And it's not CGI. And you can figure out that there's probably a very important event about to take place. I just posted about nuclear war again for the 10,000th time that I posted it for the last year. And we just got a warning from the president. That's right. Yeah, warning that nuclear Armageddon could be on the way if Putin uses tactical weapons, tactical nuclear weapons, or any biological, chemical type warfare to win that war in Ukraine. And he's going to do what it takes. You know, I'm talking a lot about this because this is what's going on right now. And people go, why are aliens here? Aliens are distraction. No, they're not. Aliens are not the distraction. They're here because just what I said. Believe me, I'm not lying to you. More than likely, because they know what's coming. Tell me, what do you think?
This video is part 2 of talking to my friend from Israel, what's really happening there. And by the way, TikTok, this is just for educational purposes only and entertainment. In fact, it's actually really just a dog video, right?
yesterday I was in a
It's crazy that you got to do that in order to get the message out. That's wild.
synagogue. We had a holiday. In the middle of the Torah reading, we just finished the Torah. It's the holiday. We finished to read the Torah after 1 year. I'm standing with the chief rabbi of the old city, and the sound of alarm in Jerusalem, it's something pretty rare, because most of the time they don't shoot to Jerusalem. Yesterday they shot tons of rockets to Jerusalem. They shot them to every city in the country. And then I start to walk. During the Shabbat and the holiday, I'm not touching the phone, not using electricity. And people talking about renovation of like the invasion of the terrorists from the border in Gaza. And I thought they making a jokes. Listen, this situation can never happen. They can't cross the border. It's something impossible. There is 3 borders full of army forces, tanks, and whatever you can imagine, standing on Gaza border. And they have an excuse. No, it's on a holiday. People were left to the vacation. No, I was in the army. No one lived for the holiday. In the army, people stay 24/7. Someone opened for them the border to enter to Israel. They kill people, they kidnap people, they took the control on a few settlements, they burned them, and people ask, where is the army? You see the groups of the settlements, the WhatsApp groups, they talk to each other, where is the army? Where is the police? Where is the army? Where is the police? Where is everyone? They kidnap us, they kill us, and no one come. You can imagine what I'm talking about? I try to send you the videos, but the WhatsApp don't let me send you those videos from yesterday. It's like automatic system block these videos, because in these videos you can see Arab terrorists jumping on bases of the army, and there is no soldiers against them. Like, they left everything empty and escaped.
Don't that sound very familiar, y'all? Don't it sound like the same things that's been happening here slowly? They're gonna get y'all used to that, and they're gonna get y'all used to not reacting and fighting back all weak and docile, and then boom. That's why they got the immigrants coming over here, and then, like I said, it's like a Trojan horse. And then they're passing laws in Illinois. Go ahead and look this up and stuff. And I think in California maybe, where immigrants can become police officers. See, what you have to understand is the people, us here, we're not going to fire upon our own people. Not the military, not nothing. So who else is going to be able to do that? Who else are they sending over here? But let's get back to the video, though, y'all. Crazy. Crazy.
To this, but now with fresh eyes, now that we have open eyes and an open mind, and we're a level of awareness, have a look at what's really going on. Dave, doesn't that look like George Bush and Tony Blair to you? Having a piss up, having a laugh?
Is it, well, is that, no, you know what that is, SCB. Holy, I just realized that. Hold on. You're close. Andy Carter. Oh. That's the image from 9/11. Holy crap, bro.
This
now,
is
zoom back in on that so everyone can
us.
see it. Look at this. Zoom back in, SCB, so everyone can see. Now zoom back out.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, is there anybody in particular that you think is a government disinformation agent?
I'll just leave it at probably somebody you've mentioned in this conversation.
Okay.
And the problem is they don't know it. That's the key to this whole thing, because
how would they not know it?
Because they're shown things that are false, or they brought people to them that are false, or something's created. Because all they got to do is put a bug in somebody's ear, and then the government's getting another $1 billion to study some crazy project somewhere.
Interesting.
Does that make sense?
It does. So the disinformation agent Well, it does and it doesn't. So a disinformation agent is there to, one, discredit
Couple things.
somebody.
Just get people off track, and two, to bring in more money. Just to keep the fire lit enough, just get you salivating enough to where you're asking a lot of questions, folks like myself. But I don't want any more money. I don't want the government to get. I don't think the government doesn't need it. They need to go back, cut billions of dollars, trillions actually. But that's beside the point.
So if they're discrediting somebody, how would that make more? How would that open people's checkbooks
Well,
up?
if somebody getting close to the real issue, they'll discredit them. Other people, they'll let them go down the rabbit hole so they can get the money.
Gotcha. So it's either one or the other. Yeah. Who do you think, in your opinion, you don't have to say it because I know you talked to all of these people, who is given you the most legitimate information?
They all have. They've all given me a piece of something that's real.
Okay. All right. I won't pry anymore with that. But
very interesting.
Can
Keep tracking.
anyone tell me why the South Korean Navy is coming into Baltimore? Is it because they want my crabs? Chesapeake Bay crabs are the best on earth. That's why the South Korean Navy has come to Baltimore. Wiring minds want to know.
And look, don't get it twisted. That's not a parade. It's not a parade. It's not no balloons. It's not a celebration. It's not nothing. But let's continue. Now, I will say one thing is that in the military, you do military exercises, but these are a little bit different, I think, because it's a lot more like off-base type things. You know, the public usually don't see our exercises.
Well, That's why, and this is getting off the subject maybe a little, that's why these demons don't want, these demons, they go in and out of the water. They don't come from the land. They have no base here on the land. It's all underwater. And that's where they started their engineering and stuff. I think that when God said he was going to flood the earth, they knew it, you know. It was the people that fought against it, you know, said, oh, you're crazy and this and that, but the demons didn't think so. They knew. And I think that when they went underground, see, some of these underground bases weren't built by us. They were already there.
Right.
So I think that what happened was when Jesus cast them into the water, they hate the abyss. They hate it. But that's where they've got to stay. And that's why they call them USOs, you know, underground. All of them go to the ocean. They all go into the lakes and water. All of them.
Yeah,
Bar none.
I've heard that there are huge civilizations in the oceans of these entities. And in fact, recently, I was even told that when, you know, a lot of people think, for example, let me just back up and say it like this, Brother Greg. They say that, oh, there's not going to be alien invasion or nothing like that. We're not going to be dealing with that. That's just all made up. It's going to be Blue Beam, Project Blue Beam, and people are only going to be imagining things. And so I asked about that, and I was told, well, that's an illusion in people's minds because, no, they really are coming, but they're going to be mostly coming from the oceans. They're not going to be coming from outer space. They're going to be coming from the oceans. That's the way it was put to me. And they said that the other thing that was brought to my attention, too, was, you know, it said, Steve, you remember the scripture that says, you know, that man's hearts will fail for fear because of the fearful sights of things coming up on the earth. He said, do you have any idea what is in the inner earth? You know, and said that, you know, they feel like that mostly because of the binary system that is headed in our direction, that it causes the cracking in the earth's crust and things, and it is allowing these creatures. So they said, I was told dinosaurs are not extinct. They live in the inner earth, but they said the dinosaur is nothing compared to some of these creatures. Said, forget the alien, forget the demonic entities. Said there are creatures that are so massive they look like Godzilla from one of these old Chinese movies or something.
They are. They're so massive, man. I'm talking about, you know, 120 foot tall. You know, Godzilla's basically 120 foot tall. Whether they breathe fire or not, I don't know. But I know that some of these creatures are so massive, and you know, they come sometimes as a little tiny orb. But you don't know, that son of a gun might be, you know, 20 foot tall. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right. And I've heard the orbs are very dangerous. I've heard that when you see like these little balls of light that a lot of people say, oh, that's an orb. They said that they're those orbs, they said they're very religious. They speak telepathically to people. Said, but if you rub one of those things the wrong way, it'll kill you.
Yep, immediately. People die of heart attacks all the time on these ghost hunts. And it's funny that, you know, that, oh, there's no such thing as aliens and ghosts and blah, 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 but boy, they're sure looking for them, aren't they? And you know what? Be careful what you look for. You know, what does the Bible say? Don't poke a stick in the hole lest you fall in. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
That's exactly what it's talking about. Don't go looking for the living among the dead, because the dead people are dead. That's it. They're dead.
Yes. Brother Greg, I remember one time you mentioned in one of the broadcasts the name of Jesus, that you guys had to take a swear an allegiance never to mention the name of Jesus. Can you share that about that?
Yeah, you couldn't say it when you were around any of the entities. They said keep your beliefs to yourself. But yet they had Catholic priests go down in there, casted them out of some of the employees, you know, that got possessed. And but if you were to use the name of Jesus around there, even in anger, they would It didn't appeal to them. They go berserk.
You know, that reminds me that you mentioned that there. There was a movie, and I forget the name of it. I've shared it with people before. The people don't really understand what the movie is about, other than these Marines come back from the Middle East. They're possessed really bad. It's based on a true story. The Catholic, there's a detective in the story. He later in real life becomes a Catholic priest after seeing this one Catholic priest cast this demon out of this one soldier. And I remember the contact that I have in Washington. He actually went and met that police officer that became a priest, and he asked him about the movie. He says, how much of this movie would you say is accurate, and what would you say was the most accurate part? He said it's 80% accurate, and he said in that part where you see the demon cast out in the movie, he said that's 100% spot on. He said I was there. He said that's what changed my life. But now what they don't tell you in the movie, though, is why these 3 soldiers got possessed to begin with. And he told me when we went to war in Iraq.
Don't that ring bells right there? Have y'all been seeing the commercials of that new possession movie with the 3 girls? And I think they're gonna have to like off one of them to save 2, I guess. You feel me? So I mean, let's keep going though. Like they put it in the movies. It's crazy as hell, right?
Rock. He said we didn't go to war because of oil or anything like that. He said we wanted the body of museum. Yeah, that, and he said they wanted the body of Nimrod. He said they knew that Nimrod's body had been discovered. He said Hussein had made the statement that it was. He said, in fact, Hillary Clinton was showing up a lot at the White House during that time, and Bill wasn't even president. This was under Bush's leadership, and said that they were discussing getting the body of Nimrod the entire time. He said, but what happened, he said that when the soldiers went down in that cave where his body was, he said 3 of those soldiers did come back totally possessed of some kind of evil entity. And he said, of course, the body of Nimrod they discovered too was about 7 foot tall, and said that he had multiple rows of teeth, just like what they talk about the
Nephilim.
Yes, yeah, exactly. He said he was definitely a Nephilim, descendant of Nephilim, and he was like the Kandahar giant that we hear like L.A. Marzulli talk about, things like that.
Yeah.
And he said that. He said initially, he said we brought him back. We put that body underneath the airport in Colorado, and the last that he had heard is that the Israelis had overtaken the project, and they're trying to put a demonic soul back into that body and resurrect it. As crazy as that might sound, that was the last I heard on that. Have you ever heard any of that kind of stuff?
Here's where it's at. It's at CERN, where the CERN collider is.
Okay.
That's where they're going to get the demonic entity to put in.
I was told that, Brother Greg. I was told that they had actually, when CERN had opened up one of the dimensional portals, that there was a demon that was communicating with them, and that demon was saying that he was the spirit of Nimrod, and they're trying to figure out how to get his spirit into that body. And speaking of aliens, I know you get me so inspired just talking to you, brother.
Oh my God, it's happening, and y'all need to see this. I don't know how more TikTokers are not talking about this, especially spiritual talk, especially chosen one talk. Like, everybody needs to see this. Hold on, because I specifically grew up on this. My tattoo is because of this. Watch this first.
That is known as the Ring of Fire. In 10 days, Texas is going to be one of the few states to get the best view of the solar eclipse. What's neat about this eclipse is the way it will look. It's actually named the Ring of Fire because of what you see here. The moon will not completely block out the sun, causing a ring effect. By the way, the next time this happens, 2046.
Now, I'm about to show y'all a clip of a show that I watched growing up that affected me so much that I went and got a tattoo of it. And like 10, 15 years later, and now listen to me. I knew that this was going to correlate with something. But growing up as a chosen one, growing up as a indigo child, as a star seed, as somebody who feels like I was supposed to be here for specific reason, whether that be to talk to people, whether that be to help 1 million people on TikTok. I want you to see this clip and get what you want from it.
Quarter center and canal, please.
Solar eclipse?
Yeah, one is going to be total.
Not here, no. Some other part of the world, yes. A global event. Makes one appreciate just how small our planet really is.
Just listen.
And we're all quite small, really, aren't we?
What's your name?
Mohinder.
I'm Peter. May I ask you something, Mohinder? Do you ever get the feeling like you were meant to do something extraordinary?
Driving a cab, you may have noticed.
No, I'm not talking about what you do. I'm talking about who you are. I'm talking about being special.
Yes, we are all special.
It's not what I meant.
Some individuals, it is true, are more special. This is natural selection. It begins as a single individual, born or hatched like every other member of their species, anonymous, seemingly ordinary, except they're not. They carry inside them the genetic code that will take their species to the next evolutionary run. It's destiny.
Now that y'all have seen the clip, let me break down what happened to you. First of all, that girl that was walking on the train tracks, she was living in Texas. They were all in different places, but she was living in Texas. And she was one of the main characters of the show, or like, she was the bigger picture. Let's say that. She was one of the biggest.
Yeah, she couldn't die. She tried that. She just couldn't. She couldn't die.
Pieces to the puzzle. On another note, like you seen the man in the back of the cab, he was saying how he had been feeling extraordinary and that he felt like, and especially in the time they were in when it was something crazy about to occur in the world, that he just felt like he was sent to do something different. You know, like that he just had a feeling that he was extraordinary. You see what I'm saying? After they had seen the eclipse, these people had already had little pieces. Like over time, they had little pieces of their abilities. But after they had seen what happened in the sky, one of the dudes started flying, the other one started moving stuff with their mind. They were already doing these things at small scales, but after that, their DNA was activated and they got more advanced, so to say. Their abilities wasn't a question. They weren't able to just question, be like, oh, how did I predict the future? Or like, I predicted what that girl was going to say. No, it was at a large scale where one man was painting exactly what was happening on the news before it happened, weeks before. You see what I'm saying? The other dude, he can pick up anybody ability, one moving things with his mind, but he already said that he was going to be moving things with his mind, or like time traveling. You see what I'm trying to say? All I'm saying is, we are living in crazy times where they're literally talking about UFOs. So don't think it's so crazy for this to happen. That's just all I'm gonna say.
I say this too, real talk. You know, people are gonna be like, "Oh, the solar eclipse is coming." You know, oh, people are watch the people gonna say they gonna get superpowers and all this other stuff. But look, y'all gotta really think about this, man. If you get a superpower during the damn eclipse, right? Nobody is gonna show that stuff on the internet because you know the ops is out here. You know exactly who I'm talking about. You're going to be in somebody's laboratory. If you don't learn how to strengthen your abilities and stuff like that, per se, you get them. They're going to come and get your ass. They're coming to get you. You feel me? Like, you know that. Stop playing games. So you're not going to be out here levitating niggas and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, disappearing and appearing into banks, stealing money. You ain't gonna be doing all that, man. Not right off the bat. You gotta harness your skills and stuff first. You gotta strengthen yourself first because you already know what's to come. How y'all feel about that in the comments down below. If you were to get your superpowers after the solar eclipse, whatever eclipse, at any time, are you gonna come to the internet? Are you gonna make that public? Unless you just unstoppable. If I'm like Superman or something, look, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna change the whole world of y'all in the most positive way, bro. Anybody negative, I'm gonna grab everybody. I'm gonna take them to one part of the planet and I'm gonna throw their ass like darts into the moon, that little fake moon that's up there. And then everybody else, we just gonna be chilling on Earth, chilling, bro, having a great time. Nobody's gonna work. We're gonna have food, unlimited food, resources, and everything. We're gonna share everything. We're gonna grow as a community, and nobody is bigger than a collective. Let's get it. Look, the beginning of the end of you know what I'm saying, this system, the start of a new, you know what I'm saying, like.
Why so few, you say? There are not a few of these giant trees. The remnants are everywhere. Our eyes only allow us to see small glimpses of what was. But the more your eyes open, the more you realize that these ancient trees were everywhere. You see, we have been told to dismiss what our eyes have told us for so long. Erasing all truths of the old world is a vast and extensive lie that branches off into all facets of our life. The lies are numerous, and the reason for it is quite simple. Those unaware of their true past, of their true capabilities and origins, are all that much more easier to control. It's not just about giant trees. Though the giant trees for me and many others were a big eye-opener to the true beauty of this world, to what's worth uncovering, and how much of it is hidden in plain sight for us to find. They want us thinking we're just hurtling around on a spinning rock in vast sea of nothingness, and we're just lumps of cells that don't matter, and all that around us is just rock. But trust me, friends, once you start opening your eyes to the true beauty of this realm, it truly inspires you and uplifts your spirits in ways you can never imagine. Question everything, friends. Until next time.
Message.
And before you leave, is there anything else you can tell us about this gigantic vehicle that's too big to move? What were you told specifically? Come on, just like give me some more details.
I've told you all. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to get in trouble. Damn you, Ross! What I said. I'm going to get in trouble. Let me just tell you this. I know exactly where it is.
My goodness. My goodness. Do you think that's going to come to light?
One day.
One day.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because it's absolutely gobsmacking that it's being kept as a secret.
Jesus.
Imagine having an object that's so big, it's just not conceivable to move it.
I can't. I can barely even comprehend that.
Yeah. I thought it was bollocks when I heard it too, and most people listening to this will anyway. But, yeah, I mean, again, just an allegation, but one that I'm assured should be taken seriously and hopefully will be being investigated by the Congress. Because again, where did the money come from? What's that money accounted for? The continued security and
just like the money that's not accounted for everything, y'all. Like, we gotta really, like, you know what I'm saying? We got billions and trillions of dollars being sent to fight wars, but we got people living on the street. You feel me? Like, come on, like, let's be honest here. You know, like, a lot of people like, oh, this might not be that. We got trillions of dollars, but people still live outside on the street. And ain't like they want to live out there. Some people want some shit. You feel me? But we can't help them though, right? With the trillions of dollars. But you think that they won't be building a big ass UFO to try to get up out this joint when stuff go bad? Y'all tripping. Let's get back to it.
Control of such an object for many decades. Who's paid for that? What programs have paid for that? Has that been disclosed to taxpayers? This is going to be a really fun inquiry.
And we know Ross is speaking of this UFO. It's a humongous UFO, gigantic UFO that they could not move, and they built a structure around this UFO. And he knows where it's at. So he's got the information, he knows where it's at, and he says that eventually they're going to tell us where it's at, and that it's cost a lot of money for them to keep this a secret. But where is it? It's supposedly in another country. But where is it? And what is it? And is it a famous structure that's built around it? These are the questions. It's probably the obvious. It's probably right there in everybody's face, and they don't even realize it. This is what keeps coming to mind, is that this thing is right there in plain view, and something's built around it. It's probably a famous structure that we know about. Give me some guesses. What do you think it is? Where do you think it is?
That's a good question. What you gotta think it is? If a structure like that exists, and this is why I love this community so much, man. Look, I appreciate y'all. Smash that like button, man. Let's break the algorithm. Like, where would it be? Are y'all Google mapping it? Yo, let's find some stuff. You feel me? Like, when I get off of here, I'm gonna hit the maps and I'm gonna try to see what I can find. You feel me? I don't have all the answers, but this is damn sure interesting. Y'all remember the stuff that happened on that TV series, The Man Who Fell to Earth? Did y'all catch up on it? Y'all understand why they're not gonna do a second season? It was magnificent. Everybody watched it. Why wouldn't they show the second season? It was showing too much, man. It was showing too much, and they don't want a certain demographic of people to be inspired by something because they starting to catch on. It's crazy out here in these streets, but look, let's watch this shit together. Let's keep going.
I got to know Buzz Aldrin really well. He went down to Antarctica. All these one percenters were going down there. It's like the new Disney World. I had to look at Buzz and ask him, Buzz, what happened down there? Buzz did say one thing. It just stuck in my head. It's the way he said it. We thought out things we shouldn't. Buzz saw something, I don't know what it was, but it was enough to give the man a heart attack.
But the thing about Buzz Aldrin, there was this very cryptic tweet that came out during his stay down there. He said, "We have seen the faces of evil and we're all in danger."
Okay, Buzz ended up having a heart attack when he went to Antarctica in the South Pole, and they said it was due to a pulmonary edema at the high altitude that was way higher than actually Colorado and Denver. Said it was really a high altitude, and naturally they said that's what contributed to it. But that's not what Buzz said. And not to mention this tweet where he said that it said that he tweeted, but he deleted it, a dire warning that humanity was in danger from evil itself. Buzz tweeted, "We are all in danger. It is evil itself." Now, what did he see? What have we been talking about in Antarctica that they have that's frozen? He said they unfroze things or unthawed things. What did we say that was there? Ah, that's right. That's what it is.
Imagine.
Someone told me that Michael Jackson's still alive.
Oh my God, bruv. Do you believe that now still?
No, I've told you about this story, no?
No.
But I got told.
What, someone told you this?
His son.
What are you talking about?
No, I can't even do this.
No, go.
We're gonna get killed.
Go on. Go.
All I'm gonna say to people is, because now I'm sounding like one of them, innit? The youths on YouTube. Go and Google B. Howard Michael Jackson.
B. Howard Michael Jackson?
B. Howard. B. Howard.
Do that. Why? What will you see? Why are you looking at me like that for?
This man admitted it.
What? He admitted what?
I even heard it. The nigga hopped out the back, said hee hee. You feel me? Like, we know that sound.
Longtime Michael Jackson friend attending the funeral. And Dave, yes, that's his name, Dave. He was David Rothenberg. He was set on fire in 1983, suffered, as you can see, terrible scars. Michael Jackson befriended him and paid for a lot of his surgeries. Dave is also attending the burial. Why Dave?
Well, to liberate myself from the confines of my father's criminality.
He caused the fire?
Yeah. He is a criminal, and he caused all this. To free myself of his name and his legacy, I decided to become my own person through change.
Look, I'm not saying that he not, but he was the master of disguise, right? The man was too smooth. And he was very intelligent. You can hear the things. If y'all didn't catch it in his music, listen to the words that this man was using in his music. He was dropping gems all the time, y'all. Just go back and re-listen. That's why he the GOAT. And you got to think, man, he was taking control of a lot of things that they didn't want him to be in control of. He was smart. So therefore, they didn't want him and Prince to be what? In certain what? I don't want to say too much because that shit get real though, right? It get really real. A lot of people get hurt behind this music stuff. The music industry is probably the most dangerous industry there is. The most powerful, because they know a message is more powerful than money. you know, and once he started stepping into more of his power, he was going to own all of them. So he had to get away. Now, my question to y'all is he gone with the ancestors, or did he finesse a situation, just like people say about Tupac? If you look up, the rabbit holes go deep, don't it? Like we chilling with Bugs Bunny and shit, chasing carrots down holes. This shit's crazy. But look, let's get back into this video though.
Ladies and gentlemen, meet Charm, the most intelligent 3-year-old of her generation. Just watch this baby work.
Is equals to 1.8.
Say that one more time so I can write it down. Okay, so write what?
4.5.
4.5
times 0.1 is equals to 1.8.
Shit, I don't even know.
3. She's 3.
0.4
Yeah.
is equal
2. 1.8.
Okay, we're gonna check that. Cause
Watch.
that's kind of crazy.
She puts it in the calculator, and it turns out exactly what her daughter said. Now watch this. Let her cook.
Can you do double?
Let her cook.
2 doubled is
6.
I thought it was 4.
4.
Okay.
Let her cook. Let her cook.
Double is 8. Okay. What's after that?
Watch her eyes.
8 double it. Okay. 1632.
64, 128, 256, 500.
Look at the mom.
1,024, 2,048, 1,090, 8,190.
Oh my goodness.
That's mind blowing. She's 3, right? Even if she had a piece of paper to read off of, that's still amazing, right? Because we got adults here right now. Let me know in the comments down below, if your grown ass see that big number right there, would you be able to read it off like that little girl did? I know me, I ain't gonna lie to you, no. But I that don't mean that I'm stupid, but that just means that she's very talented. You feel me? But we gotta put things in perspective. You know, we all have our different talents, but that's wild. And did you see how her eyes was like, looked like she was reading? But remember how Tesla said you can tap into it. You can tap into your pineal gland and you can actually envision these things and see it and manifest it. It's that deep, y'all. But look, it's crazy. Let's get back to it.
Oh my god. Charm is extremely gifted. And this is with no school. You saw her eyes moving across. She can see these numbers in her mind's eye. She is extremely tapped into the esoteric. Our beautiful babies are coming back online, y'all. And this is why we must protect them, because they are the future. Her TikTok is gotta be Goldie if you want to go follow her. Go watch this beautiful magician work. Peace in.
Protect the children.
Boy, you better listen.
So you're gonna start taking some of that advice on yourself and basically.
Well, of course. Man, of course. I was just thinking, man, I'll be having nightmares and everything. They're coming to get me. And, you know, just avoid all future stuff, you know what I mean? I just want to let y'all know, like I said before, I love y'all, man. Don't turn against me, all right? For real. Because you got the only ones I got. I don't got nobody else, too much of anybody. You know, a lot of people care, but, you know, I mean, we all we got, for real. You know what I mean?
You've got a lot of people. I mean, I've seen you at shows. I've seen you at shows that.
We gotta stick together.
The type is O positive, O negative, or A positive, A negative. You dislike authority figures, clumsy and a healer, have a unique birthmark, your temperature always runs a little too hot or a little too cold, and on or after the July 18th, 2023 new moon, you've been seeing a lot of 111 or 444, high-pitched ringing in your ears, muscle spasms, extreme fatigue with tension headaches, Itchy palms and unrestful sleep, cold-like symptoms that come and go. Birds are either flocking to you or you catch them watching you. You're an alien or starseed whose Nephilim DNA became fully active. You are an angel on Earth. This is what to expect in the upcoming months. Your life will change dramatically. Let it go and let it happen. All financial and emotional blocks will be fully removed. New doors of opportunities are going to open. You're going to hear drums and Native Americans singing in the wind. Answer the call. Technology will glitch or malfunction around you as your frequency rises higher and higher.
It's beautiful.
I don't even know how to say this. He started to put my legs apart, and this female brought a baby, and she sort of handed him to me, and I instantly said, this baby is mine. I know he's mine. She pulled the baby away from me and said, no, this baby is ours.
I've been shown children. I've been shown babies. I've been asked to hold children and babies. I've been asked to give these children affection. And these children aren't alien children, and they're not human children. They're somewhere in between.
In like little glass boxes, I've seen these babies. Their bodies are very, very tiny. They look very thin and emaciated almost, and they're very quiet, and they don't move. And it's almost a very sad picture for some reason.
They put like a jock strap on you of some sort with a tube attached to it, and it runs to a machine, and they somehow extract sperm. I don't know how they do it.
The most humiliating thing that happened to me is they put a cylindrical sort of thing over my genitals, and it made me have an orgasm in a second. And I really feel like I'm one.
I think what we need at this point is science to simply say, okay, it's going on. I want to look into it. What's the matter with that?
I am expecting that you might see very, very significant changes even before the end of the year. And part of the reason why I say that is because of this. Let's go to this for a second. This particular formation appeared in Italy on May 30th of this year. And you can see it there next to the beautiful house. And here it is with some cars in front of it, another house, the same house, I think, maybe a different one, but off to the right there. And then here it is again from farther away. Now, this crop circle was deciphered. You can see it was near Casina del Colle in Brescia, Italy. Now, I guess first of all, I'll tell you that my opinion is that these are not fake. These are not made by humans, or at least not regular humans, and they're not made with any type of conventional technology. Crop circles appear to be created by some type of strange process that manipulates every single grain individually. And when we see the actual crop circles, when we go there and we look at them, we find out, you know, they've got bending growth nodes. Right where one growth node appears, it looks kind of like a ball along the stalk. It will bend, but only there. The stalks themselves are not broken. It's only that they bend at the growth nodes. And then they keep growing after they've been treated this way. So the crops are alive, they're harvestable, you can still eat the wheat, and everything's cool. So when we think about this in terms of, you know, why would somebody want to make these crop formations? What's the objective?
Those are the difference between, you know, like a lot of crop circles are made from teenagers and conspiracy theorists and all this other stuff, you know, that want to make shit relevant no matter at any cost, you know, or to try to scare people. But that's how you can tell the difference between the man-made. Ours, if we was to do them, they'd be snapped and everything else like that. You feel me? But yeah.
Behind crop circles, to me, it's pretty straightforward. We are seeing a higher intelligence that is communicating to us through the use of symbology. And so in this case, what we're seeing is that there is what looks like a stylized eclipse, and I believe this illustration on the left here, yeah, it does look like what you see on the right, which is these typical illustrations of eclipses. And so, sure enough, there's an eclipse coming, as it says here, on October 14th, 2023, which is now disturbingly close to the present. If you read the Michael prophecies, if you read these books, you will see that there's not only a mention of this in the book, this particular crop circle. I believe it's in book 6, maybe 7. But also, there is a whole new way of looking at this in light of what just happened with this thing with Israel. So here we've got this solar eclipse coming up, and in conventional science, of course, eclipses don't cause any trouble. But in the new science, eclipses are directly correlated with things like the fall of kings, the overthrow of existing rulerships, very, very dynamic, electrical, unpredictable changes. And even just as I'm going to tape here, and the last thing I read online before I started taping is, oh, you know, Iran is going to support the Palestinians, which basically means now you got Iran against Israel, which starts to sound like a bigger war, and it's going to escalate and escalate. Now, if we lived in an acausal universe where our thoughts did not directly affect reality, that might be true, but we do live in a causal universe. We do have a direct cause and effect relationship between our thoughts and between the manifestations of reality that we then encounter. And so understanding this is a key to sanity, because once you begin realizing the degree to which you live in a spiritual universe, you no longer have to suffer within it. Suffering is actually something that in Buddhism they call Maya, the Mayic delusion. It's also called samsara. And suffering is not necessary. There is an elixir of consciousness that opens to those who seek the universal mind through meditation. And that is what I am proposing that we are going to do today. So when I see this very scary crop circle, and then all of a sudden it's telling me, yeah, you know what, you're going to have some type of big thing going on October 14th,
My husband is freaking out. The cops are still standing outside of our house. This is like happening right this fucking now. And they are telling my husband that he is hindering arrest. He keeps asking for a warrant. This is the Cumberland, Maine Police Department.
Do you want to know why the cops are outside her house, trying to force an entry through permission and arrest her? Are you ready for this? This is why.
So this is the scariest video I've ever done. Like, this might actually get me killed. Please save it, duet it, share it. The more people who know, the safer I am. This is Epstein level exposure. I'm gonna call him the Epstein of Texas. So that call you just heard was with an investigator with the district attorney's office. She wasn't lying. Tarrant County is not part of the United States government. Now, how is this possible? There is a family. Their name is the Bass family. The Bass family is worth over $10.4 billion. They're also major stockholders in Disney. They are like company owning massive stockhold shares in Disney. They're also partnered with Balenciaga. They own law enforcement. They own the judges. They own every elected official in the state of Texas. And they are a Masonic family. Who is involved in horrific crimes against children. You understand that. This family is the Epstein of Texas. This family is running a child trafficking cartel through the state of Texas. They are running it with judges. They are running it with sheriffs. They are running it with other elected officials. If you become an officer for the Tarrant County Sheriff's Department, you are required to go to dinner with this family, with members of this family. You have to pledge your allegiance to this family, not to the United States. I couldn't figure out how all these elected officials were breaching their oath of office, and now I know why.
She's asking for help for people to call the police department that's harassing her, to see if we could get enough people calling to stop the harassment. Let me show you her page. This is her page right here. Everything about her seems very legit, seems from the heart. Ever since I saw her videos, it's been a while. I was in Tarrant County when I saw them. And I can tell you, I witnessed them arrest a woman and give her 5 years who was going against Child Protective Services. Helping parents get their kids out. No joke, she had a building. She would let families in that were being under attack. She would help them with their paperwork, and then she would send it out for them. They gave her 5 years. And I could only assume that corruption is connected. So this is firsthand corruption that I saw from the area. I'm really curious. In Texas, any Tarrant County sheriffs want to come out and spill the beans? I know everybody lives in fear. Nobody has courage anymore. But what happened to us as a people? I know you can't just run to the government and tell, but get with your community.
After asking permission to come inside, my husband is not granting it because they will not provide a warrant. They are trying to do a warrantless arrest and threaten my husband into agreeing to allow them inside our house. So now Maine is taking part with Texas and Virginia in covering up the interstate trafficking of my children. Again, we are in Cumberland County, Maine, Cumberland County, Maine Sheriff's Department. Please just call their phones, blow them up tomorrow. They are trying to make an unwarranted arrest. They refuse to provide a warrant. And they are threatening my husband, saying they will arrest him for hindering arrest because he will not give them permission. That is the word they use.
So that's her account for people who know how deep the child trafficking truly is. I'm talking about the real deepness and everybody who truly knows. It's the one thing that Sound of Freedom couldn't do, because people aren't ready for it. If they told you the truth, that the government's really the one doing it, nobody could accept that. But that's the truth. Whenever you're ready, guys, all the kiddos are depending on you. But you have to first get the truth to elevate your frequency, to elevate your will, to have the courage to be the change that you need to see, because the world's waiting on you right now watching this video. Be the change you need to see. Stay National Rock.
At a time, and if the government doesn't know this, then there's some.
All right, look, on this clip right here, I'm gonna give y'all something on this last one right here. This is when I speak about learning skill sets and educating your mind on the things that we can prove that are real. This is one of the things when you talk about elevating and transforming our communities into something that's sustainable for everybody. There's no reason why people should be out here hungry, why people and I'm not in a position where I can help everybody either right now, but hopefully someday I can be. I become a billionaire, I would do my part. How about y'all? Let me know in the comments down below. If you get $1 billion, are you helping people, or are you just gonna do like a lot of these other families do, manipulate the system, intimidate people with money and stuff like that? One thing we have to do is get these bullies up out of here. And one way is that y'all can figure out how to, crack the system, how to fight back. It's many different ways we can fight back, and we're all doing it on different levels and in different angles. And I appreciate everybody that's out here spreading this positive energy and out here enlightening your friends and your family and stuff, because we do need to elevate. You know what I'm saying? But look, check this last clip out right here, man, and do what you want to do with it, man. You're gonna, at a certain point in your life, you're gonna wish that you would have listened and learned some things outside of celebrity drama, who cheated on who got what car, who just bought what mansion, when that's not your reality. You got to manifest for yourself. But look, check this out, though.
Something very wrong with our government. Of course they know it. Not only do they know it, the elite knows it, and the oil company knows that you can run your car and heat your house from water, but they don't want us to know about it. So I'm going to show you how that's possible right now. What I have here is a plumbing tube. It's empty, and I have this piece of metal put together with rubber bolts and rubber washers in between them. None of the metal is touching each other, and 2 wires on the top, okay? Easy thing, you can do it with a knife and fork if you want. Just stick a knife and fork in a bucket of water, and as long as they don't touch each other, you can create hydrogen gas. So here's the tube. I'm going to fill it up with water so you can see that. Hopefully that's enough. And I'm going to put this thing inside of it like this. Make sure it's, I might need a little bit more water. There we go. And this thing here is a battery pack for jump starting the car. Turn this around. Turn this one around so it don't fall over. And I connect this one here and this one here. And now we have instant reaction of hydrogen and oxygen separated. Now the bubbles.
You understand what you could do with hydrogen? You can fuel your vehicles, like a lot. Power, everything. You feel me? I done showed y'all like 10 different ways how we can have self-sustaining power and everything else like that. It's whatever though.
There's actually hydrogen gas. You can see the gas coming off it. This ignites.
This is basic.
Powerful, so powerful. As you'll see, I'll try and get close and hopefully I can get this right. And it explodes. I'll do that right again for you to see, because it generates a lot of hydrogen gas, and this could be what could be fuel in your car. And it's very easy. It's made on demand. I don't know if you could see that on the video, but there is definitely a flame and an explosion, and you can see it's making it pretty quick. So that's water. So we've been lied to pretty much our whole lives about pretty much everything.
Message. You know what I'm saying? Been lied to about pretty much everything, but we figured that out, right? A long time ago on this channel. Been doing these videos for almost a year. Now all of a sudden you see like there's like 20, it's like 100 new creators doing these same type of videos that I'm doing, you know what I'm saying? But if you watch their compilations, they're just throwing random videos on here and they don't know what the fuck they talking about. Like, but it is what it is, people. Look, you understand when you understand what's going on out here, man. Just educate your mind just a little bit, elevate a little bit. And look, I just locked myself. I just got out of that trade with 1,000, and I'm gonna go ahead and announce this to the people that made it to the end of the video. Y'all be the first ones to know. I'm giving away, and I'm watching the comments down below. If you made it to this point, I'm looking at names. Did you make it to this point of the video? I'm giving 3 people $500 each. And I can show y'all how to get to wherever you want to get to in life. Life is not just all about money. Life is about what you want to do, what you want to build, your empire. What do you want to contribute to the community? And, you know, this is something that I do for y'all because honestly, I could step away today and I'll be okay. You know, I always had a hustle. I always knew how to do certain things. You know what I'm saying? This just didn't come just because I started a YouTube channel. I can get off of here, bro, and I can be good. And I want the same for y'all. You know, it's gonna be some people out here that's just jealous of you. Some people out here, you know what I'm saying, that just don't want to see you make it. Some people feel entitled because they think that they made you. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, you can only be you. You can only continue your message and what you want to do. And that's why I rock with the people on my channel. Some of y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, 1% of y'all can get the hell on. You feel me? I'm just going to be real with y'all. You know, I see y'all. I watch y'all. I watch everything. You know, I just can't engage with every particular person at every time because it's only one of me. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Look, we're going to weed them out. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you can't be a part of my tribe, you know what I'm saying? Like with those type of vibes, you feel me? I'm good on that. We good over here, G. Let me know in the comments down below if y'all good on that. Sometimes we have to address things and it is what it is. We got to keep it real. You know, we don't want people out here thinking, because that's real talk. It's a deterrent, because I don't want to have to, you know what I'm saying? Y'all think that shit's sweet and then you try to do something, then your eye be looking like a cinnamon bun. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't, you know, I just gotta let you know that I ain't the one. But at the end of the day, man, hopefully y'all enjoyed this video right here. Go ahead, subscribe to the vlog channel. I will be showing y'all, you know, the day in the life, what I do, how I build businesses, how I run things, how I function, you know what I'm saying, and what goes on. You feel me? And y'all can do the same. Like I said, with the trading stuff, I'm not gonna be one of these people. I'm not selling signals to y'all. I'm not gonna tell y'all what plays to get into. I can just show you how I invest, and I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying, give y'all a detailed plan on how you do this and how many pips you do here. Right now, fundamentally, I do $40 a pip, wait for the breakout. You end with a couple $100 to $1,000. Like, but with bigger accounts, I'm gonna grow this account right here to $1 million, and I'm gonna let y'all, you know what I'm saying, come along for the ride. But I definitely want to grow the account to this account right here to $1 million, so you can see that it's possible for everybody. And you got to have multiple sources of income, you know what I'm saying, for you and your family. Don't make excuses like, oh, I don't need money. Yeah, okay, bet. Okay, bet. I'm tired of hearing that. Don't be so woke that your ass broke. But look, I see y'all in the next video. Like I always say, spread love because there's too much hate in this world. Love you guys. See y'all in the next video. And I'm out though. Blah.